Hello, and welcome to 2022. And here's the beer for it. This is the summer ale. It's still going on the hand pull. It's a lovely pint. Oh, even 2/3 of a pint as I'm having it as. Right, so if you can hear a noise there, that was my heater. Just turn it off. Keep me warm because it's pretty cold in here. Still, surprisingly, it's January. What do you expect? Right, it's 2022. We've over Christmas. That's all past and done. I don't do resolutions really. If I do them whenever I decide them, not at set points in the calendar. So I have though decided to do 5 beers I'm going to do this year. Right. I've decided to sit down. I've decided that I'm going to do 5 specific beers this year that I want done. Other than everything else, you know, there'll be the probably more playing with the vacant gesture stuff. New hops to come possibly that I'll buy this year that I'll try brewing with. And you know how things go. You'll do this, that, and whatever. But these are 5 things I want done this year. Excuse me. By the way, it's quite gassy. I say that. This is... Right, let's go back. This is a hand pull. It's in a keg though. But I've had it set at 4 psi. It's at 4 psi. Admittedly, the whole keg's probably carved to 4 psi. Now, it pretty much is. It's solid. The gas in this system now is pretty solid. So yeah, so it's at 4 psi. But look at it. You can't see. It is just like a keg beer. Sorry, it is a keg beer. I mean, just like a cask beer. It is lovely. So, yes, the 5 beers to do this year. 1. A good version of a cask beer. Anything. I'm going to experiment and try and get a beer that's my hand pull beer, you know? I've got to do this within a set bracket of time. The keg I use isn't in the Keezer, it sits outside, and in this weather it's perfect. It's cellar temperature. I mean, in here, I've got the heater on now, but it's a balmy 8, maybe 9 degrees now. I'm loving it. Ooh, you know what I mean? We're not getting into double figures yet, so I've got till May, I think, before it starts to warm up in here, and wouldn't be the best, I suppose. And then we've got then till October, I suppose, before it drops off again. So we have now till May, and then October to December to play, really, with hand pull. And I really want to. I'm not going to hand pull. It's cask style beer. I'm going to say style, because I'm not doing a cask beer because I don't have a cask, it's a keg. And it will be carbonated to a degree. 4 psi. Which, it's working nicely as it is. As I say, this is good. So we'll that is number 1. Get a cask style beer that is a staple, really. You know, it's going to be on there time after time. I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try a London Pride style next. See if I like that. I haven't done the Yorkshire Bitter in a while, and I've got West Yorkshire Ale I used to use, so I may use that. So that's number 1. Number 2, a Pilsner. I know I say this every fucking year, and so far I have not brewed one, but I will. I am determined to brew a fucking Pilsner. I've shown to myself that I can get 4 freaking beers on and running and have 4 beers on. If I push it, week, get the base. Admittedly, I was using 2 fermenters, and this is a bucket you can't really see, but you can hear it. That's going, as is the fermentation fridge. So I'd have to start the Pilsner soon before the kitchen gets done and everything gets chucked. So yes, Pilsner is number 2. Pardon me. Number 3, an Impy. I've not got an Impy yet. I've tried it, and I will have to use extra maltodextrin or sugars and what's that stuff? Spray malt stuff to bump up the volume. Bump. Yeah. Anyway, because the G30 just can't cope with it. Oh wow, it feels odd calling it the G30. It's the grandfather. It's the grandfather, really, now, isn't it? Really, it's the grandfather. I'm going to call it the grandfather, I think. Yeah, so the G30. Just can't handle that kind of volume. It likes to sit about 5%. It gets to 7, yeah, it's okay. 9, stressed. Can't cope with it. Anything above it, it just doesn't do it. It just cannot process properly. But that's the limitations of a single system. Next, but I will do one. I really will. I'm going to do a bourbon barrel aged. I've got some oak chips that were soaked in bourbon. I've got plenty of bourbon. I'm going to get a load of ding cacao nibs like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to do a chocolate bourbon stout, maybe with a touch of vanilla. Yeah, I'm going to get it done. And with the iTap that I have now, I'm going to keg it, I'm going to bottle it, because it's so simple with the fucking bottle. I will do them, and I'll have them, because Christmas wasn't Christmas without Impy Stouts, and I had a shed load. And rather than buy them, it'd be nice to have them just there. Well, I will be buying the bits, obviously, but you know. So that's number 3, isn't it? Yeah. Number 4, the Kolsch. That Kolsch that I brewed, that is kicked. It's kicked. Yeah, it died. I posted a picture only 2 days ago. I think it was Friday, saying the Kolsch is live and kicking and clear as fuck. It was clear as fuck. Yeah, it was Fuck It Friday. My Fuck It Friday post. Yeah, I had, after that video, after that picture, I got another half out of it. It kicked, and that was it. Yeah, that was a shame, because that was the best beer I brewed. So I'll be brewing that again, definitely. I don't know if I'll be changing anything or what, but yes, that Kolsch. So that's number 4. Now, this is number 5. It's a bit of an odd one, I know, but I have some Philly Sour still. Philly Sour yeast, and I want to use that. I'll get, the last time I did it with, I think it was a full bag of sugar, full kilo bag of sugar, and it wasn't good. It's a bit too sour. So I will go with the 500 grams of sour just to get enough. But I'm making a watermelon sour. I want a watermelon sour for summer. Yeah, I'll just give you a moment to think about that. A watermelon sour. What the fuck am I going to do with watermelon sour? Well, we're going to have to use, I guess, for hoppage, something like Nelson Sauvin, maybe Hallertau Blanc, something like that, I think I'm going to use. Any ideas? This is my big project for the year, watermelon sour, and I want that for the summer, and that I want it to be banging. I want that to be the best beer to top my Kolsch. You know, you just take the steps, don't you? Try and top each time. So yes, so those are my 5 beers I want done this year. Anything else? Yes. Let's have a look back. I'm going to video. I'm not going to do like, no, then we're going to have video and I'm going to go look back and show things and that. No. I look back on 2021 because that was a shit year, wasn't it? It was. However, for brewing wise, it was a good year. I started, personally, it started well for me. I got the conical fermenter. This little beauty. And then got the transfer, close transfer kit for it. And for my birthday, I also got then. And for my birthday, oh what? No, I didn't. Don't know when I got that for. I bought the. I don't know what I got it for. The big blanket thing that looks like something they use for bomb disposal when they wear it. The cover thing for it, because to hold the temperature, and it's fantastic. I will say that is brilliant. It holds everything well. And then a bit later, the hand pull just here. So you can't really see that, can you? Can I twist you around just a little? Can you still see it? No, you can't. You can see the bucket. Just a bit more then. No, you still can't fucking see it. Fuck it. Anyway, I got the hand pull, which is just there. 25 quid they wanted for it. It was on one of these Facebook, and it was somewhere not far away, but far enough for it not to be viable to go drive there. So I said, do you want to post it? I'd offer you a tenner if you'll post it for me. And they said, where do you live? I said, Whitby. They said, I want to come to Whitby. I haven't been to Whitby in years. We'd love to come to Whitby, because we weren't that far away, but reasonably. I said, okay, I'll give you a tenner towards your petrol then. They said, that's fantastic. So they dropped it off at my house. 35 quid, hand pull. Bargain. With the bits on top of that, maybe another 30, 35, maybe 40. So we're talking 75 in total for everything. I mean, the hand pull itself, I stripped it down, cleaned it, worked perfectly, had no issues whatsoever. Happy with. I do have the issue now, since I've put the new piping on. I haven't done it very well. It's Jubilee clipped, and I've got like a big. I've got to do this. Must be that much of the pipe with air in it at the minute. So it's not an airlock, is it? It's just air getting in, so it's not pulling through brilliantly, but it's pulling through okay, and I'm happy with it. Yeah, I still have the issue. I still have to put the wide pipe in and fit this tap so that I can drain it, wash it and stuff. But look at that. Yay. I mean, I'm not normally I used to be obviously a craft style beer liker, hand pull, and didn't know anything better because I live in Yorkshire, so quite often any pub you go in, it's either that or lager. So there's plenty of hand pulls wherever I went, and I used to drink it and didn't think anything of it. Then I got into brewing and understood, and then craft beer was there as well, made its big thing in the UK, and I got into that, and then hand pull seemed like no hops kind of thing, and it's like I understand both sides of the argument, love both sides of it, and enjoy both sides of it, as you do, hopefully. Right, so that was a game changer for the year, as was the conical, and then the wife for my birthday, because I got a half century. Fuck, how did I get that fucking far? I'm surprised. So's my fucking liver, to be honest. So yeah, reached half century, and the missus said, I'll give you some money towards a present for you, and I went, I want a guy called Chiller. She said, you're not getting fucking that much. I said, oh, okay, I won't get a guy called Chiller. And I thought, I tell you what, I'll wait till Black Friday. So I waited till Black Friday. Lo and behold, 20% off. Down from 895 to 712, I think it was. She went, okay, but it's your Christmas present as well. I'm like, fucking wonderful. Here, have some money. I'll put some in myself. So we did. And so I've got that now. And that is a brewing's at that point, and I did. You know how you go in stages and steps and things. Paradigms. In science, you call it paradigms. It went from Newton's understanding of the laws of physics to suddenly Einstein's understanding of the laws of physics. It's a paradigm shift, and that is a paradigm shift for me. Went from temperature control in fermenting. That was a paradigm shift. To close transfer, which the conical fermenter gives me now. Paradigm shift. The glycol chiller, another paradigm shift. Water, sorting your water out and using your salts and etc. Paradigm shift. And I think I've reached a paradigm shift where I'm really fucking happy with the beer I'm producing. Really, really happy. Yeah. And then I have the ability to serve it and bottle it in ways that I'm happy with. I used to have, I still do, the bloody Blickman beer gun that cost me nearly 100 quid, and it's shit. Fucking hate it. I used it for a little bit. I could see it staring at me, covered in dust behind the camera now. Just going, you wasted your money here, didn't you? Fucking right I did, pardon me. Not a big Blickman fan, I think, but at the time it was good, and I may find the iTap eventually. I go, oh, there's something new, it's even better. Why did we use that? It's a possibility, but the Blickman always pissed me off, to be honest. Sorry for my language. You know, people say pardon my French when they swear. What do the French say? Who knows? Fucking English. Right, yes. So that my year in brewing has been brilliant. I also then got the freezer for my hops because I had to remove the freezer space from the kitchen because we're getting a new kitchen, and the freezer will be built in with the fridge, and I was told that I won't be allowed the hops in there, so I had to find my own solution. So I did. I bought a freezer, put it in here. It's brilliant. I did, yeah. Got all my hops ranged now. I have them all like stood up and it ranged in there. I'm quite anal, I'll be honest. I have top shelf is all the bittering hops and English hops. Bottom shelf is also on the top shelf is my yeasts. Wow, I didn't realise I had that many yeasts. So yeah, that was interesting to discover how many yeasts, mostly quite that I've A, acquired, B, dried, C, dried again, D, dried again and again and again, E, dried a bit more. So I've got like just packets and packets and packets of dried Quake, and then there's all the yeast I bought, and I keep them in the freezer. I'm like, may as well. Put them in the fridge, I put them in the freezer. If I put the Quake in there, I may as well put the dried yeast in there as well. Yeah, there may be some slight moisture content that freezes. I'll live with it. But I also, this year, and I've not used it yet at all, and I feel silly for this. Yeah, not Coca-Cola, I'm just moving it out of the way. Got my ale and my conical, and I have my stir plate, and I have not used it yet. It's even sat there with a bag of spray malt, and I have not used it yet. I have not sat down and looked at it and worked out how much spray malt to water, boil it and all that and mess about. I haven't looked at it. I haven't even, and I bought it. And that, I think, is another thing I really need to sort out this year. because I can imagine another, once again, paradigm shift in the yeast. And I really should. I know I'm gonna have to sit down, watch some videos, let it sink in, try it, do it, and I think I'll do it with the yeast that I have in my freezer that I bought from Idle Valley Brewery. Yeah, it's a bit old, that yeast, isn't it, then? So I've got some Idle Valley Brewery Saft Lager yeast. I would like to see if it would work. I'm tempted to just make a Pilsner with it. Do a video. Yeah. Well, that was really nice. The summer ale. And it isn't the summer ale. It is the summer ale from the Bible, and it isn't. Now, when I say it is, I use the malt base. The malt base is as is. The hops, I use the IBUs and the timings, the hop additions, but I changed the hops. I think I went with First Gold and Fuggles. Can't remember what it is for the summer ale. Probably East Kent Goldings and something else. Hence why I've used First Gold and Fuggles too, rather than just First Gold, which I would use normally, because I have it in. And the yeast, I use USO5, just because it was a yeast cake. I think it was a yeast cake that I just dropped it on. But it's turned out nice. That is good, and I like that. Not brilliant. It's not going to set the world on fire, which is why I've got to spend some time this year and work out a new one. So let's have another beer. And this is Vacant Gesture Clone. I've spent this year playing with this recipe that Harry gave to the world, and I've enjoyed playing with it immensely. I've changed the hops, I've changed the hop schedule. I haven't played so much with the yeast. I haven't played with the yeast because I just went with the USO5. It's easy to get, it's just cheap, useful, easy yeast. The malt I haven't changed at all. It is just been hops, swapping out different hops, trying hop combinations. I think I did. I'm not sure if I did. I'm just trying different hops, and also the hop schedule, taking all the hops that were supposed to be in the whirlpool and the dry hop, just stick them all in the whirlpool, and that worked just as well. I wouldn't say it was any better or any worse. So this is the actual normal clone, just unplayed with, untouched, just copied the recipe and brewed it. And it's a lovely beer. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. Absolutely what it does. It says on the tin, it does, and provides it. Lovely. It's a long time since I've had the original. It's a long time since I've been to Retford to have the original. But yeah, it's a nice beer. I can see why it wins awards. Hence why I was playing with the recipe, etc. And I think we're pretty much up to date, aren't we? I've covered the 5 things I want to do this year, and a quick look back at the last year in brewing. Things that happened last year, in general, have been good for me in brewing. Obviously there have been losses, people wise. There are people we don't see anymore, people who don't post anymore. Just, yeah, there are people that have gone and passed. people just seem to have slipped away. Unheard of now. So, I will say, a toast to those past, those who've slipped and aren't here anymore. Cheers. Thanks for watching, if you got this far, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.